road in the major leagues this year. And Adley Rutschman, who was not in the lineup yesterday.
And Eason, we started Hefo out getting his 8th start out in the outfield in right field.
Game against Detmers, who fires in a fastball strike. And we are underway at Angel Stadium. A little cloudy. Hard hit on the ground. Backhand stop. Escobar throws a strike. Good throw from. First pitch fouled off by Ryan Mountcastle, who Detmers the lefty tonight. Very well, I should say, has the Orioles.
That Mountcastle hit. We're seeing a few more changeups thrown for Reed Detmers of late, and I think that's
for the Orioles. Swings through that fastball up in the zone. Mountcastle is the second highest OPS against. He's played some in right field and at first base a little bit this year too, as he looks at a strike from Tonder, and he lifts this place, and that's the second out as he returns to first. The batter will be Austin Hayes.
Slugging at .462 versus lefties.
Looks at a strike from Reed Detmer.
Yeah.
A lot of all-stars on the Orioles. That's what happens when you have a team that for a lot of success for a lot of years. 2 balls and a strike on Austin Hayes. And the Orioles, in this 77 years old, Jim Palmer. He looks incredible.
Yes. All-time favorite. 4 20-game winners on one staff.
It was 1971 where they had the 4. Hayes rolls one to short. Kyron Paris flips to second. Now I got to run away from Gooby. Nolan Shonowell has been on base in 13 consecutive games. It's one foul. A great defensive play. Doug Eddings there, who just botched.
Angel fans remember him well.
El Segundo Little League here today. They should.
Same thing with Mickey Moniak. A bunch of the guys came over and has had a lot of conversations with the champs.
Field McKenna gets over though. Good jump as he makes the catch. The ball kind of hung up a bit as Shonowell in a baseball championship of that caliber, the Little League World Series. Brandon Drury fouls one back.
I mean, that would have been the coolest thing ever to be able to.
I know. Bryce Harper was having a good time with the Little Leaguers at this year's Little League Classic.
Williamsport.
The Angels played in that game a couple of years ago as Drury strikes out over his last 14 games. He was named American League Player of the Week today. Trey Turner looks at a strike here from Kramer. He drives this. He's going back toward the wall, and he makes the running catch, running onto.
It was hit well. It almost felt like they were in left field.
Oh, they're almost underserved by having Mullins in center field as Henderson is thrown out at first.
Batting cages, they got to get up close and personal with some more players while they watched batting practice. Estevez, he really looked like a big kid just chatting with them. He actually watched their championship game shortly up there in the booth.
That was cool. Michael Stefanik was playing rock, paper, scissors with him too. I'm sure he lost on that.
Getting the big league treatment tonight, and rightfully so. Really tremendous. Swing and a miss. Detmers gets his first strikeout tonight.
He's done a nice job of pitching it.
Hicks, the former Yankee, who was let go earlier this year. He's found a home with Baltimore, playing most days in there in left field at Camden Yards. Mullins, a Gold Glove caliber center fielder. 2 balls, 1 strike on Hicks.
Good changeup. Again, he's starting to utilize his changeup more and more.
Check swing there, and it's ball 3. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Reed Detmers back-to-back strikeouts in a 1-2-3 inning. Runs in a year. And we'll see if Shohei Ohtani gets back in the lineup relatively soon.
Dying though when you hear that.
Phil Nevin said that Shohei wanted to play today, and the Angels ready to go. It certainly is a good sign.
Yeah. You just feel a little bit bad, Shohei.
Well, stock after it, so is McKenna, and McKenna calls for it at the last moment to make the catch. So where Zach Neto homered tonight in his first rehab game. Well, valuable experience for Ohapi to be a playing experience. And now he'll be able to at least get that over the final month of the season.
And learn that pitching.
There's a drive to left from Ohapi. If it's fair, it is gone. That ball is foul.
Well, that's a pretty nasty pitch. Sinker right at the knees.
Now he gap. It's over his head and off the base of the fence. Driving a couple of balls in that plate appearance. Little cue shot toward third. Henderson looks Ohapi back. Almost took too long. Rounded over third. Henderson will chuck it across and get the out to end the inning. We will hear it. Here is the Little League version of Bill Mazeroski. Lewis Lappy. Lewis. 2 balls, no strikes on Ryan McKenna.
You know, it's funny. I got this.
Oh, I love that.
You guys kind of had a loss early on.
Oaks and came back and won. So we had the ability to it was just a fantastic journey that we had out there.
So you're basically Shohei Ohtani there then, a little bit.
I bet.
Then you mentioned that when you keep advancing around, so each team's better and better. How do you prepare your team to
game? So the only time we can scout is if we had the videos from ESPN that were showing the game before play the game, and they still got to play you and you still got to play them, and you just got to go out there and win. And that's what we did.
love for you guys?
What do you think, Lou?
It's amazing because
these kids, and this is kind of the highlight of the after party so far.
Would have me in the MLB, I'd happily pay for them.
Yeah, there you go. I like. You hear that sound off the bat. How cool is that? I mean, different sound, obviously, the bats you might be using, but it's just such a fun.
Do that, but that one was incredible. And it was really awesome just having all my teammates pounce on me.
Yeah, there might be times you don't get along, but at the end of the day, you still love each other. You look to your left, look to your right, and that's who you're playing for.
Because, I mean, the team aspect, and you learn things to be able to get along together. There's some ups and downs, but put it all together. And
runner going. Ohapi throws down to second, not in time. Jorge Mateo of the American.
Yeah, that's a big jump, especially going on first movement for a lefty. He's in
left field. Mateo's being waved home off the line. Mateo scored.
And doing certain things, and that's all this guy will do when he goes to the bat. When he goes to bat, he's going to.
Ryan Mountcastle fouls one up. Now, Coach, I understand your brother is
for developing kids.
Liner and a base hit from Mountcastle. Now Grichuk bobbles it. Richmond comes home to score.
Field to have a celebration.
That is amazing, though. That they'd be able to.
They can celebrate it. It's incredible. Great community.
No balls and 2 strikes on Anthony Son.
If we lost, we'd have a problem.
Handle this one as he makes the catch. 2 outs and advancing to second, or trying to, and out. Now Rutschman to score. Trying to make up for it with that throw to second base.
Ooh. Real close. They'll have soon. They said they feel like celebrities everywhere they're going. Having a blast. Well, they should. I mean,
us ranks on his list of accomplishments. Probably what, 28th? You think we cracked the top 30?
Top 20 with the view.
Eduardo Escobar swings and misses at that pitch from Dean Kramer. Baltimore with a couple of runs in the top. Escobar strikes out. Kramer has his second strikeout today. At the plate. Big swing through that cutter from Kramer. He's given up home runs. Goopy mentioned it earlier. 10 off the cutter, 9 off the fourth batter. Play Paris has great speed. Mateo gets it to first quickly and in time.
Balance throw, and he hard on that throw, that angle and distance. He ended up making some pretty good plays. Bryce Harper, first base, but throw.
Here's Shawnuel here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kyron Paris moving down. Shot to right. He has been on base now in 14 straight games to start his. Brandon Drury swings the flat and take this game into the 4th inning.
Horizontal break, but he's done
to 3 straight hits. Though an error brought one of the runs home. Adley Rutschman scored on an extra 90 feet, putting him in scoring position.
I think it's Baltimore, and over the last bunch of games they've
on field for a base hit. Grichuk cuts that one off, and it's another single.
miles per hour.
Ball 1 to Gunnar Henderson. Ultimately